Hi everyone. I was in a relationship with this girl for almost 2 years when we broke up. We broke up respecting each other, and we both had 2 to 3 weeks of great solitude. After those weeks, I started feeling lonely and texted her back. We talked, and she told me that she wasn't interested in me, but still wanted to see me and everything. We ended up seeing others. We ended up seeing each other's, and she tells me she finds my longtime friend attractive, and they text a lot. I'm surprised, but she ends up saying that she wants to try again with me. This, of course, wasn't true, even after she told me she loved me and that I was the one. My friend, who is the guy that almost created my relationship with her by putting up opportunities for us to meet and such, has now seen her and kissed her while telling me there's nothing between him and her. I also know that he feels bad about this because he confessed everything yesterday. He told me something like, I'm not myself when I'm with her, I feel lame, etc. But he never said he was sorry, which is understandable. I also know that he's in desperate need of love and sex because he got choked a lot during his teenage years. I don't know. Am I the asshole for being mad at both of them, or am I just needy? Or is this truly a dickhead move of him?
Scott, let me get it straight. So
I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah.
he likes this girl. The girl liked him at one point, or she was using him to get to the better-looking
No,
friend.
they
who
dated
was
for
choked,
2 years.
which is why he something.
They dated for 2 years and broke up. And then it appears that the breakup is fairly fresh, and she is now hooking up with his friend.
Ah, so it seems that she's been thinking about that friend for a while. Then, if they just broke up and it's pretty fresh, and now they're already
Yeah, she was cheating on you with your friend. That's what happened.
Everyone
Well,
agrees on this? I don't know that to be true.
She was cheating on you with your friend. I'm your friend. And I guarantee you she was cheating on you with your friend. Yeah, they're both being assholes. He was fucking her behind your back. He was totally been texting her the whole time. You thought you were going to make it work, and you were trying extra hard and all that stuff. Meanwhile, she was like texting him. Like that's what happened. You were probably talking to him like, oh yeah, we're trying to make it work. And he's like, really? What's her favorite kind of ice cream? Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe you should try. And like he's totally. I bet he picked your brain for ways to fuck your girlfriend, and now he's fucking your girlfriend. So yeah, they're both assholes, and you let it happen.
That's probably why he apologized, because he wouldn't need to apologize if they were hooking up. But he feels past guilt for having been probably, some sort of stimulant to getting this whole thing ended in the first place. Yeah, they're both assholes, and you should have figured this out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
You're an asshole for not putting the pieces together, poster.
Yeah, you're a dummy.
Okay, I am an asshole and a dummy too, because I say they weren't cheating, that his friend liked her from afar and just swooped in after they broke up. And if you break up with a girl, especially on, I don't know, I was going to say especially on those good terms, but it just seems that you don't get to lay claim to every girl you've left in your wake, and that at some point it's okay for her to date other people.
You do
No.
it to your immediate friend group.
I guess you're right. I'm thinking this through. They dated for 2 years.
Yeah, I feel like there's some kind of a guy code here. Like I
Yeah,
can
you're right.
Like,
I'm sorry.
like that guy needs an ass whipping. I'm
No,
not even gonna.
he was choked as a child, which is
What the
what
fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know where that comes in.
He got choked a lot as a kid, so I understand he needs a lot of sex. So it's a good thing he's fucking my girlfriend now, so he's getting the sex he needs. Like, what is this guy? This guy's a bigger pussy than that last guy whose friend was also banging the girl he loved. Like, seems like all these people on I Am an Asshole, Am I an Asshole, are just pussies whose girlfriends are getting fucked by other people.
That's the real shit, man.
Yeah, you're right, Kyle. I got it wrong. But here's a much shorter one. I like this. Am I the asshole for expecting a full drink when I order one with no ice?
No,
Ooh.
no, absolutely not. Ice, no. That'd be like if I ordered fries with less salt, if there were fewer fries, or if I ordered a burger plain, like if there was less meat. No, you order the drink. The ice is secondary. It's an option, and so you should fill the beverage up to 16 ounces, 20 ounces, or whatever the fuck you claimed on the board out there. That's what the calorie and the caloric numbers. They're not using ice. They're telling you what the caloric value of 16 ounces of Coca-Cola is, not 14 ounces plus some ice. So if I order no ice, I want 16 ounces of beverage, or that's it. Yeah.
You've
I'm not an asshole.
thought about this before.
Oh, absolutely. I've got a friend who orders her drinks with no ice, and sometimes they try to short us, and I don't allow that shit.
But where does it say in the contract that they're selling you 16 ounces of fluid? What they're selling you is a 16-ounce cup.
It's a 16-ounce soda, though, I thought.
I think
Wow.
full cup is implied.
Maybe. I mean, we'd have to go back and look at the fine print.
If you could go to the McDonald's website right now, they got that little calorie menu with all the counters on there. The sodas are all measured. 16 ounces of Coca-Cola is, whatever, 380 calories.
Yeah,
So
but
it's got-
that's 380 calories no matter how much ice is in it.
That's
Yes,
not true. If
you-
the ice
it's
displaces
16
the
ounces.
soda, then
Yeah, but calories are calories. If you're buying 380 calories of soda, you're just talking about the volume that it actually fills. So by that logic, you'd say it doesn't matter how full the cup is or is not.
I think it's a six. I think what Kyle's saying is this is a 16-ounce cup. They
I'd say
can't
this
sell you-
guy's an asshole for expecting more soda than he's paying for.
I disagree entirely. I think that if you order a cup, that thing should be filled. If you don't want the ice, then that's your option. If I put
I'm not
myself
just ordering a 16
No one's
ounce.
selling you a full cup. No one's selling you a full cup of soda. They're selling you a full cup.
Yeah,
But I don't
well,
want the ice.
They're giving you half of the physical cup. You entitled prick.
I really think you should think of it as calories. Like you're not just buying a 16-ounce soda, you're also buying the 380 calories. So and I just
So
accept.
if I'm filling up your cup, then you're getting 760 calories or more of soda.
I don't know, but I'll say this: if I put myself in the business owner's shoes, I'm not sure that I'm saving a lot of money by giving this guy ice over iced tea. The energy that it takes to turn water into ice, which I'm sure he's bearing that expense, is part of the deal. And the soda or iced tea or what it mentions iced tea in this thing is so cheap. I don't know that giving ice is saving him a lot of money. I think they're just being a douchebag. On top of that, I'll say the counter person that's doing this is being a stupid douchebag because they operate on tips. Your job, while the employer might think is to make them a lot of money, your job is to make me like you because that's what the tip is based on. So you should be hooking me up with full glasses of no iced tea, and then I'll hook you up with an appropriate tip.
I don't know. I think this guy's an asshole for one more than he paid for. That's greedy.
It is greedy. You know what? That's one of the 7 deadly sins. So let's all take a moment to
Oh
reflect.
my goodness!
But
Really, you taking the Jesus angle on this thing, Taylor?
Truly,
Disagree. I didn't. That ice has zero value. That's why you can buy a cup of ice for free at most restaurants. So I feel like that's
Then you need
really
a
the
bigger
way.
cup.
I've heard of people doing this as a cheapskate move. You order the biggest drink and 2 cups of ice.
ice does
like-
not have zero value. You have to pay for it at the grocery store. So clearly it
Not,
takes.
not at a restaurant though.
No,
A cup of ice is
restaurant.
free.
But the real problem here is the asshole Burger King employee that was too lazy to fill
Totally.
it up. Because that they just didn't want to deal with the slight risk of getting a little bit of soda on their wrist when they're handing
It's
it.
usually the opposite. Usually hand it to me, and there's like an inch of soda on top that they're balancing precariously, like some kind of prank.
It's come out the middle of the lid, and
Yeah, that happened the other day, and she's like, "Be careful, it's full." And I assumed that meant that the drink was full, and so when I insert my straw, I should be careful. Instead, she meant it's full, and there's this much soda on top that I'm just barely keeping from spilling, and it spills all in my car. And I told her, I was like, "You said it was full. You didn't say it was over full." I was like, "There's Pepsi everywhere now." I was like, "Here, try again," which seems like a shitty thing to say, but she deserved it because she was a stupid bitch.
You have to get off that weird indent on the plastic lid, and that lid's just been sitting there being brushed by dirty McDonald employee hands' fingernails for God
Yeah.
knows.
Oh, I see them in there touching their face. They'll be like this,
You guys
"Yeah,
are
I don't know."
McDonald's.
And then they put the lid on my drink. It's just disgusting. I don't like fast food people. I feel like I'll be happy when they're all replaced by robots and trained dogs because a combination of the two, and you can run a fast food
I
restaurant.
think the trained dogs thing is completely insulting.
You
and
need
that-
2 Labrador retrievers and 4 robots. A fry robot, a hamburger robot, a cashier robot, and maybe a robot that can talk.
I think
like
you
a
shouldn't
Siri.
be insulting McDonald's employees like that. It'll be 4 robots and 2 chimps. All right, I'm not going to read the 4 goddamn paragraphs this freaking illiterate idiot wrote in here, but I will do the title. Am I an asshole for making change in a tip jar?
No.
No.
It depends how. What does he give the denominations?
Yes.
I'm sorry. One more time. What's the question?
Am I an asshole for making change in a tip jar?
What does he mean by making change?
Oh, so I'll explain.
Okay, got it. Okay. put
Yeah.
the dot- right,
Basically, he
okay.
got a 5.
No,
And he wanted
no.
to tip $3. So he reaches in there, takes out 2, and drops a 5 in.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's no.
Definitely not.
I mean,
You gotta ask first. You gotta ask first.
I mean, there's some places where maybe that's inappropriate, like your wedding envelope. You can't be like 100. Maybe you're like opening other envelopes, getting 20s out, making change. Like, no, don't worry, I got this. Like, no, you can't do that. And I guess there's where else, like maybe at a funeral or something. Like if you're given like some cards or something. But no, at most restaurants, I feel like that's acceptable unless it's super cheap. Like if you're making change in like the Make-A-Wish Foundation bucket or something, and you're like, I don't want to give the whole $1. Can I get a couple of quarters back? Like that seems shitty, but yeah, make a little change. That's okay. Yeah.
I think it's either make the change or they get no money. Because I'm not giving $5 to little Susan with scalp cancer. I'll give 3. I'll give 2. Not giving 5.
I'm going to go with not an asshole, too. And the thing is this. So this was a Cold Stone. Maybe I'm an asshole at my core, but I've always considered if it's a tip jar, and you're carrying your food back to your own table, for the tip to be kind of optional. Like...
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Subway has a tip jar. Fuck you. Like, absolutely not.
Unless
No.
but sometimes they impress me, right? Sometimes they have a particular enthusiasm about their job, or they stand out, and I hit the tip jar for them.
You better be telling me a story and like maybe like some boobs or something. Like you don't
I
get
went
tipped
to
at Subway.
Cold Stone, and the staff all broke out, and this was kind of annoying, but they sang in unison, "Zippity Doo Dah."
Oh,
Have I
fuck
told
that.
you-
I'd have walked right out. I'd have went there.
But have I told you guys on this show when my friend worked at Cold Stone in high school, and I would go in there with like $4 of quarters, and I made them sing over and over for a while. It just stopped. It was a boring afternoon, but you gotta kill time when you're 16.
Try
Yeah.
tipping people. Try tipping people that don't ordinarily get tipped. That's fun.
Like who? What's a good example for you?
Like the librarian. Although nobody goes to libraries anymore. That's like the policeman that pulls you over. Thank him for giving you a ticket. Like, I just want to thank you.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, grease somebody that you don't need to grease, and it just really catches them off guard. It's just a coworker even be like, hey, thanks very much for grabbing the printer paper. Here you go.
We've been getting a lot of furniture delivered lately because I got a new house, and I tip the delivery people, and I wish it was more appropriate to tip up front, maybe, or like I wish we could discuss it. Like, look,
You do.
I plan on tipping you 20. Here's 10 now. You don't hit any walls, the other 10's coming your way.
I've literally done stuff like that. Yeah.
Really?
That's what literally be like, hey, I usually tip guys when they deliver my furniture. Here's 10 now. 10 as long as we don't have any accidents. All right, let's get this done. Like you could just say it like that, and it's all good. I literally did that with furniture. I've done it with like really anything. Like the air conditioning repair. I tipped that guy. I was like, hey, anything we do to keep the cost down, let's do that. I'll tip you. Like, you don't have to rate me full on. I remember one time we were getting, this isn't the air conditioning repair you're thinking of, Woody, but there was another time when the guy, the bill was like $800 or something like that. And then I look at the invoice, and he's charging like $400 for an electrical motor that's in a catalog for $95. And it's just like, you're just fucking me here. So I try to tip, and I've said before, I think that car salesmen should be tipped too. And you should let him know going in that you're going to tip him.
That's because you were a car salesman. I'm not going to tip a car
No,
salesman.
but I think what Kyle's doing is he's saying, like, a car salesman, I'm going to make up
It's
a
actually
number.
pretty smart. It's
Makes, like-
hey man, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you a little. I'm going to help
It's
you out
got-
at the end of this, but give me the straight scoop. Like, what do I actually need to pay for this Honda?
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy who's making 20 or 30% commission on the sale, but $200 or $300 out of your pocket might exceed that on a new car. Like it's well worth it to tip the guy. Be like, hey, I know you're not gonna make a lot of money if you give me a great deal, but just so you know, I tip well. Like you can totally do that. If someone had done that to me when I was selling cars, I'd have been like, all right, I'll get the invoice price. Just keep saying no until I give you a nod. like,
You know what I hate? I hate when you walk in to like buy something, whatever, a car, a watch, and just within 10 minutes they're up in your face and they're like, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you 12% off. I'm going to give you 12% off before you even open your mouth. It makes you think like,
it devalues the car.
well, it's like, what are you giving me a 12% discount for? My pink shirt, and what do I really need to ask for? So you never really know how far you can go with those guys.
Yep. Yep.
I don't
That's
like how they act like they're giving you the in. Like, hey, all these other customers, I certainly didn't do this for them. This isn't what they tell me to do with everyone who walks in the door.
Yeah, but you, I got a feeling about you.
Sometimes I ask for a discount just to try. Like some things, like furniture, are often discounted, and we recently bought furniture that was already on sale. And this is how the conversation went. I'm like, like we decided what we wanted and we agreed on it. It was a fair amount because we got a couple pieces. And she's like, all right, this is how much it is. And I was like, I hear you. What can you do for me? And she's like, well, it's already on sale. And I said, I hear you, but I'm charming. What's my price? And just like that. And she's like, well, I'll ask my manager. And she comes back and she got like whatever, 8% off on top of the sale.
That works with almost everything. If you're buying a gun, you always say, can you do a little better on the price? Could you do a little? That's all you have to do. You just keep asking that question until they seem like they're getting tired of you and aren't really giving you the same amount of attention. Because then you're kind of at rock bottom there. You just
Then you
keep
pull
saying,
out your gun.
Yeah. And then they
Other
close
gun.
down because
You're
it is
like,
a
"Oh,
gun.
yeah?
You're in.
How about you buy my gun for a discount?
If there's a group of people who are more happy to see you pull a gun on them, it's the guys who work at a gun store.
They're
They
like,
would
"All
love
right,
for you to pull a gun on them.
Yeah, they daydream about it all day. It's their job.
You're here to rob me? Oh, that's hilarious. Could she's like getting the money. Oh, wait till Dave comes out of the back and sees you. He's got his AK. You'll never leave the parking lot. Like no. Those guys would love that shit.
There's a lot of little tricks you can do to get discounts. Like you can just lie about being in the military. That works at a lot of places.
Oh man, that's low.
I've never done that, but I know one person who has, not a friend, an acquaintance, but goes around.
I had a
Few
friend.
places will be like, do you have a military discount? And they'll be like, most places are just like, yeah. But if they're like, can I see your ID? It's just like, oh, well, as luck would have it, left it back at headquarters, at HQ.
At HQ. MacArthur? Like what?
I had a friend. Now, he was in the military, but he asked for military discounts on everything. And he would get frustrated if there wasn't one. We went to lawnmower races, right? Like hopped up lawnmowers on a dirt track. And he's like, tickets $8 to get in? Is there a military discount on this? And they're like, no, there's no military. Like it's just a couple guys doing lawnmower races. And he's like, what? No military discount? It's like, you entitled son of a bitch. There was no war at the time. I don't know. You get paid. That's just my take
Yeah,
on it.
wasn't it enough to go off and fight and sustain an injuries to protect this way of life, the lawnmower racing way of life? That's your reward.
Yeah, lawnmower racing is in and of itself the reward.
Give me another good. I want a hard one. One that I have to, stew over for a minute. Not these quick, easy, asshole, pussy,
Okay. Well, I'll try this one. On scan, it looks okay. Am I the asshole for telling a friend I didn't like him interfering in my hangouts with my best friend? So my best friend and I go to the gym together religiously every day. We both have only worked out with each other for the last year and developed a niche.
This guy's just an asshole, period. Next.
There's a lot more. Well,
It's just the way he's talking about his daily gym habit.
my life partner. I mean,
we know each other's schedules, each other's working weight, etc. All of a sudden, our other friend, who we both mutually liked and hung out with in the past, joins the gym. This friend doesn't like working out, but is only there to hang out with the two of us.
Nope.
He's messing up our niche because he uses significantly less weight than each of us.
Pussy.
And we end up spending an extra 10 to 15 minutes on every exercise generally. So I tell my friend, best friend and I have worked out together for a year and we have a routine and a schedule. I like hanging out with you, but I don't like working out with you. I don't like working out with people. Best friend is the exception. You're kind of ruining the flow, plus you barely work out when you're here. You're only here to hang out. I told him this in private. Am I the asshole?
Nope.
No,
Working
I don't
out.
think so.
So like working out and sticking to a schedule. Like if you actually need to work out, like if it's part of what keeps you going. Like some people get depressed if they don't work out. Some people get really fat and ruin their lives if they don't work out. Working out can be pretty important to people. There's been times in my life where it's like, yeah, you fucked up my workout got fucked out today. I don't feel the same. I can't sleep tonight. Something like that could happen. So I can understand how it could be really important to you. And everything he said there makes sense. Like it did seem a little like they were taking it a little bit too seriously with his workout part and all. But they got a whole thing going.
That's
where they're-
part of your
And this other guy who's coming into the group, like, it doesn't matter if it's working out or like playing a sport or like whatever. He's not taking it as seriously as they are, and he needed to be told. Yeah, you're not an asshole. I don't think anyone's an asshole here. I think the other guy's just not going to fit in your workout group. But I don't mind that the other guy. It seems like my issue would be that the other guy doesn't have the same like intensity and isn't taking it as seriously as we are. But I've never minded like taking weight off for somebody or I'm often the one who would need weight taken off for me. If I'm working out with somebody who's benching 225 for reps, we're going to take that shit off so I can lift. But I've never minded that. It's quick and it's part of the workout, changing the weights. Like I never minded that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't unless this guy is just a total, anchor on their leg, just keeping
He says
them
it's taking like 10 or 20 minutes per exercise longer.
But that's hyperbole. They're not spending 6 hours at the gym every day because, weakling Willie can't lift the fucking 5-pound weight. But I started off the paragraph being like, oh, this is the guy who's probably like 28 years old and still is like, my friend and I do this, but my best friend. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. But by the end, I'm kind of on his side, but let's be overreacting a bit. It's not that big of take an extra 10 minutes to help someone who just started working. He's not lifting as much because he is like doing it out of spite. He just can't. Help him get to your level or at least close enough to make it workable. What are we looking at here?